those caravans. They are not angels.
President Trump wants 15,000 troops to be stationed at the U.S.-Mexico border.
A scholarship set in Lauren McCluskey's name has almost 500 individual donors less than 2 weeks after her death.
One Utah neighborhood does Halloween like no other, attracting more than 3,000 kids to its streets. Welcome to Newsline. It's Thursday, November 1st. I'm Danny Hallows.
And I'm Adam Gibby. We start with breaking news. Jon Huntsman Jr., former governor of Utah and current U.S. ambassador to Russia, has stage 1 cancer.
Huntsman revealed in an interview with the Deseret News that he has skin cancer. He says over the summer he developed 2 moles that doctors found to be melanoma. He had them removed at the Huntsman Cancer Institute and continues to get regular checkups. Huntsman's father, John Sr., died of prostate cancer in February.
After sending thousands of troops, President Trump is considering sending thousands more to the southern border.
As Mary Maloney reports, the purpose is to stop the migrant caravan from making its way to the United States.
And they got a lot of rough people in those caravans. They are not angels.
Speaking to reporters Wednesday evening before a rally in Florida, President Trump says in addition to the some 5,000 U.S. troops already headed to the southern border to contain migrants headed for the U.S., he's considering increasing that number to as many as 15,000.
As far as the caravan is concerned, our military is out. We have about 5,008. We'll go up to anywhere between 10 and 15,000 military personnel on top of Border Patrol, ICE, and everybody else at the border.
A former Marine and Homeland Security spokesman for the Trump administration tweeted Wednesday, "The U.S. doesn't need its military to defend against a group of unarmed migrants, including many women and kids." And when Defense Secretary James Mattis was questioned if troop deployment to the border was a political stunt, he said,
"The support that we provide to the Secretary for Homeland Security is practical support based on the request from the Commissioner of Customs and Border Police, and so we don't do stunts in this department." Thank you.
All U.S. troops will also join more than 2,000 National Guardsmen already at the border who are mobilized to stop Central American migrants from reaching U.S. soil. I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
A man was arrested earlier this morning after a stabbing in a Walmart parking lot in West Jordan. The incident happened around 3 a.m., police say, at a Walmart located at 7600 South, 3800 West. The police say that employee saw a man wearing a Walmart vest but didn't know who he was. An employee approached the man and then was stabbed. The person who was stabbed will be okay. His injuries from the stabbing were not life-threatening. Police chased the stabbing suspect by car after he fled the scene in his truck for 15 minutes before arresting him. A Harriman candy store had quite the Halloween scare. Lieutenant Stoneberg of Harriman Police Department said a man dressed as Spider-Man entered a Salt Lake sweet shop at 5136 West, 13,400 South about 4:45 last night. The intruder revealed a gun and taser and demanded that employees open the cash register and a safe. Police say they believe the man is a white male, about 5 foot 5 inches tall, short brown hair, and between the ages of 18 and 30. Anyone with information can call the Harriman Police at 801-840-4000.
If driving through Lehigh is part of your daily commute, we have good news for you. A new bridge over Interstate 15 in Lehigh is now open. Triumph Boulevard Bridge is between the SR 92 exit and 2100 North. The bridge will alleviate traffic congestion for people driving east and west near Lehigh. This project is one of 17 interchanges that the Utah Department of Transportation has planned. All of these changes are geared toward converting I-15 from a 4-lane highway into 6 lanes.
People from all over the world come to Utah to visit a quarry that contains one of the world's richest deposits of fossils. Newsline reporter Cameron Hussein is with me now. Cameron, where is this quarry located?
Yeah, UDIG is a 40-acre quarry filled with fossils and is located about 50 miles west of Delta.
The UDIG quarry contains trilobite fossils, which are a form of invertebrate marine life.
These are 2 deer completes
From more than 550 million years ago. These fossils can be found fairly easy due to their near-perfect preservation in the limestone shale rock. The Crapo family has collected trilobites in the area for generations.
It's kind of like a treasure hunt for me because I was able to come out here, find trilobites, and then sell them and make money, and so it was always like my full-time job.
The quarry opened 23 years ago to the public, all thanks to a BYU alumnus.
So while my dad was in the business program at BYU, one of his major projects was to create a business. So he created UDIG Fossils. UDIG Fossils is a place where people can come, they can dig their own fossils, their own trilobites, and take them home, and it's a very unique experience.
Most people find about 10 to 20 trilobites during their visit. BYU student groups come to the quarry every year. The opportunity to find your own fossils has given the students a hands-on experience which they could not get in a classroom setting.
It's something that I think a lot more people should take advantage of, this opportunity, because it is so close to us here in Utah, and with all the different universities nearby, it's definitely an opportunity to further our education and get to some real-life experience of the things that we learn in school.
At UDIG, people not only have the opportunity to create a memorable experience, but take their experience home with them. In fact, I dug up some of my own fossils and brought them in.
Mind if I see?
Yeah.
So what are these exactly?
So they're trilobites. So they're a species that's about 550 million years old.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. Thanks for showing me. I'm gonna have to go check it out myself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Cameron.
No problem.
A fund that was created to honor Lauren McCluskey, victim of a shooting at the University of Utah this past month, has raised about $40,000. The scholarship will go towards scholarships for student athletes in track and field at the university. Most of the money is raised from Utah donations, and some of it came from Washington, where McCluskey is from. People from other countries also donated to the scholarship fund. You can donate as well. Go to giving.utah.edu/Lauren-McCluskey, where you can give by scheduled payments or by phone.
For the 11th time in a row, Utah has been the top spot for volunteers in the nation. A study from the Corporation for National and Community Service reports that more than 50% of Utah residents volunteered in 2017. The national average is 25%. According to the CNCS research, volunteering leads to lower mortality rates, greater functional ability, lower rates of depression, as well as engagement opportunities.
Halloween is over. Now it's time to assess the damage, which there might be a lot of if you were expecting thousands of trick-or-treaters. Newsline reporter Jasmine Haruni went undercover to see what's attracting all the kids. Jasmine, what did you find out?
Yeah, when we think of Halloween, we think of all the costumes. What we might not think about is all the time that people put into their houses.
This is Shenandoah Park Avenue in Holiday, but around this time of year, it's known as Halloween Street. And the final product has people reaching for their cameras. It may just be one day of the year, but Karen and Doug have been prepping since October 1st, when they put a bowl of candy in the yard for kids to enjoy the entire month.
The first day, saw a little kid coming by getting candy, and just to see the beam on his face just is worth it all.
When he first started decorating his house, Doug only had about 75 trick-or-treaters the entire night, but he says last year they had upwards of 3,000. You could say they've dug their own grave. It's their ghosts, ghouls, and good hospitality that keeps the kids coming by the masses. Doug says he's trying to give them the experience he had as a kid.
I don't want to see it die. Too many people want to trunk or treat in a church parking lot.
And the other neighbors have followed suit. But not all of them are scary. This Trolls-themed house drew toddlers and teenagers alike by the dozens. Whether your Halloween is sweet or scary, Doug says we should
keep it alive.
Reporting for Newsline and Holiday, I'm Jasmine Haruni.
Are you feeling disappointed with your Halloween candy? Reese's has a solution. Reese's created a candy swapping machine in New York City. Unsatisfied trick-or-treaters can trade in their unwanted candy for Reese's peanut butter cups. According to a recent survey, 90% of Americans wish they could trade in their Halloween candy. Reese's is making that dream possible. So pack your bags and get to New York City to claim your candy.
Google employees across the world are walking out of work today. We'll tell you why they're leaving their offices and for how long.
A father-daughter duo breaks a world record that you're going to have to see to believe. Stick around to see their amazing feat.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
The suspect in the deadly synagogue attack in Pittsburgh was back in court today. 46-year-old Robert Bowers appeared for a second time this week after a federal grand jury indicted him on 44 federal charges in last weekend's mass shooting. 11 people died. Most of Bowers' charges are eligible for the death penalty. He's being held at the Butler County Jail without bond. Search and rescue officials have found one of the flight recorders downed on Lion Air Flight 610. That's according to Indonesia's transport minister. Investigators are checking to see whether this is the breakthrough they've been looking for. They're trying to uncover what caused an almost new jet passenger to fly out of the sky, killing all 189 people on board.
Google employees around the world are walking off the job today. Employees are upset with how the company is dealing with sexual harassment issues. According to social media, workers are planning a walkout at nearly 24 offices around the world. Last week, a New York Times investigation reported several executives were given generous severance packages after being accused of sexual misconduct. When the Swiss rocket had launch failure last month, the cause was a mystery, but now investigators have the answer. Investigators say a damaged sensor caused a launch failure. A nozzle cover on the oxidizer tank failed to open 2 minutes into the launch. The spacecraft had been taken to crew to the International Space Station, but the mission aborted automatically. Both astronauts involved were unharmed.
A father-daughter duo in Ohio built the fastest-moving tractor. Dave Archer has farmed for decades. While on bed rest from surgery, Archer had the idea to build a record-breaking tractor. Archer approached his daughter, and together they built the tractor that reached 108.5 miles per hour. The previous record was 96 miles per hour, set back in 2015.
Hiking Mount Everest is something that brave explorers hope to achieve once in a lifetime, but this small group of Provo hikers were able to bring Everest to the Wasatch in a very unique way.
It's fun. Love doing this. Love helping, seeing the fans, just being out here and just giving them a great night.
BYU Athletics holds their third annual Trunk or Treat.
And taking a step outside, I'll tell you what to expect for your weekend weather and if this rainy weather is here to stay.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hiking the nearly 30,000 feet to the summit of Mount Everest is something not many people accomplish, but one man didn't even have to leave Provo to reach that height. Newsline reporter Haley Davis has more on this rare feat.
I'm standing at the bottom of the Y Mountain Trailhead, where about a week ago, a group of hikers hit the ground running in an attempt to match the same elevation gain of Mount Everest.
The team of hikers started their trek around noon Friday and finished Saturday evening. This was the second time Chris Gladden decided to ascend the Y with the same goal to match Everest elevation here in Provo. Chris said that he hiked the Y 350 times last year. This was not an effort of training. He just simply loves the Y.
So we just wanted to see how many times in a row it would take to get the same elevation as Everest from sea level. This year there were 4 of us that set out to do it all. There were 3 women that finished, and myself. I dropped out at 19 this year. I just had a rough night and couldn't finish.
Chris said the idea to match the elevation gain of Everest doesn't come from the desire he or his buddy have to summit the beast, rather to set a new goal to push them up their favorite hike.
To reach the 29,029-foot summit to Mount Everest, hikers must hike the Y 27 times.
The hikers on the hill each had a different reaction to this painful fact of hiking the Y 27 times in a row.
Yeah, in a year, yes, but in a day, never, and once up and back is plenty.
We're pretty happy with the one. I don't think we could go up and get back down again.
Gladden says he looks forward to keeping this a fun annual event.
The idea is to just go straight through. Endurance.
The hikers involved each have a goal of completing 1 lap in about 50 minutes time, with a 10 or so minute break in between each lap. Gladden says endurance is the name of this game. But for those who can't make the 27 laps, he says they're welcome to come join in for however long they want, then sit with the family members of those hiking at the bottom and cheer us all on.
If you want to stay involved and up to date on new feats like this, look on Facebook for hiking events. Reporting for Newsline, I'm Haley Davis.
Thanks, Haley.
If you walk around BYU campus, you may see a group of people standing in a circle on their phones, laughing together. Newsline reporter Matthew Loveland tells us what students and faculty are doing in their own virtual world.
Pokemon Go is a smartphone mobile game that was released 2 years ago, and since then, the game has been a staple on BYU campus.
I'm a big Pokemon fan, and I also love the interactions you can have with other people around campus, just how many people are playing it and people you can meet.
And it's always funny because you can tell when someone is playing Pokemon Go, especially if you know what it is. Kind of see, basically if you see someone swirling around, you can tell that they're trying to catch Pokemon. It's fun.
The game works by downloading the Pokemon Go app for iPhone or Android, making a character, and walking to encounter little monsters in the virtual world. The game uses augmented reality to place these Pokemon in the real world around you, so wherever you are, there might be a Pokemon next to you.
You have to find different Pokemon in different places, and it changes every couple of weeks.
There are several things about BYU campus that make it a unique place to hunt for Pokemon. Daily, in-game events known as raids can attract anywhere between 20 to 80 faculty and students, as they try to capture a bigger and stronger Pokemon. Because of these daily events, players frequently interact and create friendships on campus.
I like raiding with friends, that's really fun for me.
Because Pokemon Go encourages walking and an active lifestyle, playing the game may be good for a player's health.
More specific in terms of therapeutic recreation, we use experiences like Pokemon Go and other things as a treatment intervention to bring about a change.
When you're playing Pokemon Go at BYU, you know that you've got to catch 'em all. Reporting for Newsline at BYU, I'm Matthew Loveland.
Severe weather continues to pound Italy, and now weather-related deaths have climbed to 11. Today, Venice begins cleanup after high tides and strong winds caused the worst flooding in more than a decade. Crews work to clean out the famous St. Mark's Basilica after it flooded a few days ago. Much of the city is still underwater, with some areas seeing levels nearly 60 inches above average. Well, here in the state of Utah, we are seeing some rain of our own. I am out here on BYU's campus, and right behind me you can see White Mountain and those nice storm clouds rolling down the mountain into our valleys. We will see scattered showers through most of today and even into tomorrow, and we will see even snow in our higher elevations. Taking a look at our Utah highs for today, although it might not feel like it, we are seeing about 50 degrees for our average. St. George looking nice at about 70 degrees, and Blanding and Moab also in those higher temperatures. Taking a look at our Utah lows, Again, a lot warmer for today. If you remember yesterday, Logan and Salt Lake area saw temperatures well below freezing for all those little trick-or-treaters walking around. And then taking a look at our southern Utah forecast, everyone's a little bit luckier down there, not seeing any rain showers, just a few clouds here and there. Friday is nice and clear with a high 73 degrees. And our 5-day forecast for northern Utah, another storm will move in for tomorrow. Like I mentioned, 62 degrees for that high. We will take a break for Saturday, and then it will start to rain all over again on Sunday. So everyone back in the studio, if you're planning on heading outside, be sure to bring an umbrella, and you might even want to start thinking of breaking out the snow clothes.
This looks like a good week to stay inside and watch some sports, right? It's a little chilly for me.
Yeah, luckily it's basketball season's really picking up. So
yeah, and it's all indoors.
And those are all indoors. The Utah Jazz face off against the Minnesota Timberwolves last night. It came down to a few moments, a few missed shots, and one impressive play. Real Salt Lake made it to the playoffs, but now faces a large hurdle. All the details when we get back.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So,
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
The BYU Cougars have another exhibition game tonight at 7 p.m. It will be against the Westminster Griffins in the Marriott Center. The BYU Cougars men's tennis team heads to California with 8 of their players to compete in the Kramer Club Invitational. The tournament started just earlier this morning and will run through Saturday. The Utah Jazz lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves last night. The Jazz missed 3 3-pointers in the last 14 seconds. The last attempt blocked by Timberwolves guard Derrick Rose. Rose scored a career high of 50 points. Donovan Mitchell left in the fourth quarter due to an apparent hamstring injury. The injury is being reevaluated today. The Jazz lost 128 to 125. They will next face the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow at 7 p.m. The Golden State Warriors beat the New Orleans Pelicans 131 to 121. This is the Warriors' 6th win in a row this season. Their next game is against the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Real Salt Lake is in the MLS playoffs. They face off against the LAFC in the knockout stage tonight. This is their 3rd matchup this season against LAFC, and though the second game was close, Real has lost both matches. This is a knockout game, so one team will go home. If needed, there will be 2 overtime periods and penalty kicks to decide the winner. Don't miss it tonight at 8:30 p.m. The head football coach at the University of Maryland, DJ Durkin, has been fired one day after being reinstated by the Board of Regents. Durkin was under investigation for the death of a player during a summer practice. After outrage from fans and players following his reinstatement, the university's president dismissed the coach, stating it was, quote, in the best interest of the university. The Board of Regents has declined to comment on the decision. Many kids may be waking up with a tummy ache this morning. Last night, lots of kids were out searching for candy. One place they found it was at the trunk or treat in the parking lot outside of Lavelle Edwards Stadium. Newsline reporter Jeffrey Carroll reports.
Goblins and ghouls to Cosmo and the Cougarettes. This Halloween trunk or treat has got it all. It might give you a bit of a scare, but it's sure to be a fun time. For the 3rd consecutive year, the trunk or treat was put on by the Brigham Young University Athletic Department, including the football program and all other university teams.
When I was taking a picture of Cosmo, he took my sword out of my back and
Each year, Cosmo dresses up along with the kids.
Oh, you're a zombie dog! Well, don't die on me. Oh, me? I am Kevin Bacon.
The athletes and coaching staff love having the opportunity to give out candy to the kids.
It's fun. Love doing this. Love helping, seeing the fans, and just being out here and just giving them a great night. I mean, he agrees, don't you? Yeah, we agree. It's been a great time out here. Go Cougs.
It's Halloween. The BYU dunk team has the Cosmo deal out here. We turned it into a haunted house, and the kids are going through it and getting spooked and getting lots of candy. We love the fans, want to be around them, and I can wear a beard legally at BYU now.
Coach Satake made quite the impression as DJ Khaled. And safeties coach Preston Hadley dressed up as Black Panther.
The Black Panther.
Reporting for Newsline in Provo, I'm Jeffrey. Jeffrey Carroll.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
That's your Newsline report for November 1st.
Thanks for joining us and have a wonderful day.
Ooh, ready for that rainy weather to stay?
Well, I'm ready for basketball.